So how attractive is Billie Eilish, really? Is she very unattractive? Is she mediocrely attractive? Or is she attractive? In this video, we'll find out. Welcome back to LookLogix. Today I'll be assessing the facial harmony of Billie Eilish, her front and side profile. We'll look through all her proportions, her objective measurements on her face, and we're going to find out her score. So let's start with the front ratios with faceiq Labs, which is the app I'm using to map out her face. It's really the best so far, and it's really been developing well. A lot of new additions every day. So now we have some new additions to the front and side ratios when I was mapping them. And I was surprised by Billie Eilish's score, actually. And I think you will be too. So before you watch any more, go ahead and comment what you think her score will be. Or don't. Or just keep it in your mind if you're too embarrassed to put a number and be afraid that you're going to be wrong. But yeah, I'm curious what you put her as from a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. I was really surprised, and there's some certain things. So let's start with the front ratio. Her lowest scores. Her lowest is a 2.47 out of 10. It's her lower third proportion. It is terrible, absolutely atrocious. It's disgusting. Her lower third is totally off. It's much shorter. It's really disgusting. I mean, it's awful. Her total facial width to height ratio is also a 3.01 out of 10. That's a lot due to the first score, which is the lower third proportion. Her top third is very out of the ideal range because it's so large. It's like, boom! Like, oh my God. That forehead is just there. You know, it's like, wow. That's the billboard forehead. I mean, no wonder she can advertise her stuff. I mean, just boom, slapping on the forehead there. So it's there. Her cheekbone height is also it's out of the ideal range at a 3.71 out of 10. Her mouth width to nose width ratio is also 3.69 out of 10. So these are some pretty low scores, but after that she gets pretty good scoring for her front ratio, honestly. Her canthal tilt is pretty ideal since it's positively tilted, especially since I put in a light-skinned woman for this. And women need to have a more positive canthal tilt for the objective harmony measurement than, let's say, man. And it depends if you're dark-skinned, light-skinned, then you'll have a different optimal ratio or optimal measurement. But she does have positively tilted eyes, so Billie, if you're watching this, then I'll give you that. And by the way, I will mention some different improvements you can do, and you'll just see in the areas of improvements and your key strengths, so you'll know where you can improve on in the different areas. So let's continue. Moving down the scoring for her front ratios, our deviation of ipsilateral alar angle and the jaw frontal angle is an 8.85 out of 10. That's pretty good. Almost 90-90. The top area is really awful, honestly. A lot of upper eyelid exposure. She looks stoned. She looks like she's taking a dump right now. I mean, it's like it's hard to look at this face. It's like, I'm so cool. Oh my gosh. Her eyes, it's just weird. It looks like she's stoned. It's really like she's out of it, you know? It's like it's a Sweeney City, whatever her name is. I think you guys and gals recognize who I'm talking about. It has that eye area. It's very similar to hers. It's really disgusting. It's just weird. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so unique. I'm out of the mainstream ordinary. It's really ridiculous, honestly. This upper eyelid, like the psychopath with the sclera, which is the white part of the eye showing underneath, is really strange. And it's weird. Moving on, we have the face width to height ratio. So the overall is a 8.99 out of 10. And then her total facial width to height ratio, which is the total score, including all of it, is the 3.01 out of 10. So those are a little different in case you're confused. The intercanthal nasal width ratio is a 9.92 out of 10. So that's pretty good. Honestly, I'll give you that for sure. The chin to philtrum ratio, 10 out of 10. So some good scores over here. Nose to position, pretty common, 10 out of 10. That's nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. She's very pale. Little seed oil feast. You know, like a little seed oil feaster. Eating very junky. Dirty food. You can just see this face does not look very healthy, but there's a lot of makeup on this face covering up a lot of the body, the soma communicating. So all this acne you see and the paleness and the different the skin discolorations, flaking scales, all this stuff is just the body communicating that it's not being fed properly and it's not being treated properly. So it's having to, the acne it's pushing toxic metals, different toxins out through the skin, the dermis, which is a very large organ on the body, one of the largest, through the surface, all across the body, and very common around the face, especially for younger people. And then also, a lot of toxins from dyeing her hair constantly with all these different weird colors. She's really in that dark occultist little group community, following all the little trends and wearing a bunch of little things, piercing her precious sacred ears, different things. Many people do this. All this toxin overload on her face, on her skin, and then let alone all the things she puts in her body. It's really contributing to that unhealthy look. She looks very unhealthy, and this is just one photo. Think about all the different photos if you've seen her recently even. She just looks worse day by day, older and older. It's awful. But if you want to try the app for yourself and see what score you would get, this is for your harmony, basically. So your cheekbones, all the different bone structure, and your actual facial harmony. It'll give you like your percentage, and we'll get into that and see our actual score that we get. But if you want to try it for yourself, I have 20% off. You can use the code LookLogix. I'll put a link in the description, pin comment. But let's move on to the side ratios. So for our lowest, oh my god. Jeez. All right. It's not bad, but look at that. Lower lip S-line position, 1.32 out of 10. Yeah. That's bad. Then our hold away H-line is a 1.61 out of 10. Boom, vine boom right there. Yeah, you can see what's going on with the lip. It's like that's the sound that resonates off when I look at this picture. I'm not sure if you guys notice that as well. Maybe. Okay. Moving on, we have the submental cervical angle. It's because the neck is tilted so far back like this. It's showing 130.8 degrees. So 1.86 out of 10. Lower lip E-line position is a 2.57 out of 10. Burstone line, orbital vector, it's negative, okay. Recession relative to Frankfurt plane. Okay. This is interesting. Her facial convexity Nasian is a 5.44 out of 10. Yeah, okay. So all these scores are going to give us the idea, and each one has their own weightage and impact on the score. They're not all even. It just depends on the severity. But we have some 10 out of 10s, of course. Okay. Honestly, her face isn't that bad. It's definitely around the average to above average. But we'll see what her actual scoring gets for the harmony. Top scores would be her Frankfurt tip angle, facial depth to height ratio, nasofacial angle. She's not really like... It's not bad, but look at how flat the brow ridge is I mean, it's very flat. And then her head curves. It's not that nice, aggressive, feminine, but also just clean looking forehead. This is like the bump on the head, like the, I don't know. It's just very weird. It's very off. And still the paleness, even though there's so many different filters on this photo, it just looks unhealthy. It looks like a weird, starved person of energy. Anyways, let's see what her actual score is. All right, so Billie Eilish gets a total scoring of 6.23 out of 10. Very good harmony. Top 15%, about 1 in 6.66 people. Interesting, 666. Her front view gets a 6.25, okay, 6.25, and then her side view gets a 6.12 on a 10. So this is a very interesting score, honestly. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting it to be around a 5. Like a 5.25 to 5.75. So definitely higher than what I would think it would be. But really, I think the illusion that it was giving off that she was going to have a lower score is because of how pale and unhealthy and disgustingly nutritioned, like malnutritious. It's just so disgusting that I can't even pronounce the proper wording. She looks very malnutritioned. See, guys, it's really distorting just looking at this picture. I kind of have to close my eyes while I say this. She looks malnourished. Okay, there we go. I just had to look away at this face. But it looks a little demonic. It's just weird. And to all the little people, oh no, she's strong. She's a strong young woman. She has her own style. No, this is not a style. She's a business person, okay? She makes a lot of money, and you're a little consumer biatch, okay? You know, sip on your little juice box and go to your concerts while spraying yourself with endocrine disrupting scents and fragrances and put a bunch of crap on your skin and make yourself look like a little clown and watch your concerts and create drama and confusion, fear, and sickness. So if you want to do that, you can play that game. That's your free will. But if you do, then you're a loser. Period. This face is very unhealthy, but her bone structure is good. And if she optimized her health indicators and her health markers by maybe a raw carnivore diet or an animal-based diet with some raw, high-quality meats, raw, high-quality dairy, you know, it's classic. Look into Jonas Vanderplanet's We Want to Live. You can look at his books. You can look at some more new age if you're into it with like Frost from faceiq, which is actually the owner of this application, faceiq Labs. He does put out some good material. Obviously, no one is the end-all be-all, and I say this from my own experience, so always verify the information you get, even anything that I say, whatever, right? But for her scarring, back to the harmony, she can definitely implement a lot of different health indicators, maybe naturalize a little bit, less freak show, less adding all these extra things, maybe a more bit of natural beauty instead of all this weirdness. As a performer and things, it's just keeping it more simple instead of being such a whack job wacko with, you know, the tar coming out of her eyes and playing all these stupid, ridiculous games, contributing to the dark occultist agenda with the brokenness and the debauchery and the bentness. That would be better. And yeah, you know, this is her harmony. So she does have a high rating for harmony, for sure. But her overall, like her dimorphism and her status, her voice, her height, things like that, she has really low scoring. And it brings her down actually from this. Maybe her business, from having, you know, a high net worth financial aspect, she can hold this score a little bit more, but she's definitely not more than a 6 total scoring. I'd say about a 5.5. You know, this is without adding in my personal opinions. My personal opinions don't matter at all in this objective scoring. We're trying to see what her actual score is. So this is her harmony. Now you guys know. And just really quickly going over her key strengths. Her harmonious facial convexity, ideal jaw width, refined nasal tip, and then you can pause if you want to see these. I'll scroll through them. It's pretty good key strengths. And then her areas of improvement, overly long face shape. Okay, yeah. Mandibular recession, Bimax, double jaw surgery, different things you can do for that. Major procedures if you need insufficient eye tilt. Yeah, okay. So there you go, guys. There is Billie Eilish's score. This is how attractive she is really, or what makes her so unattractive. You know, this is the honest rating. If you have any questions, just put a comment in the description. Once again, if you want to use that for yourself, I'll put a 20% off coupon, LookLogix. Make sure you use that referral code. I'll put a link in the description and the pinned comment. If you want to see me rate anyone else, because someone asked me to rate Billie Eilish, feel free to put a comment in. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.